Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hi, everyone. Oh, look, there I am. Hello. Thanks for hopping on. Guys, we've gone through 36 colors so far, and we're going to do the last 12. So we're here with Winter from DVOK's 4-season collections. They are so beautiful. I know. And when you're looking at the box, like some of the tops are like some colors, like the tops of the colors, people are like, oh, they look really similar. They are not. There are no dupes in here, as you can see. It is such a magical set. They are beautiful. And I love these winter colors because they still have color to them, right? Good morning. Oh, yeah, it's early in California. We're on Eastern time over here. For anyone who doesn't know me, hi, I'm Lauren. Feel free to ask any questions about DVOK, anything from Sweetie Nail Supply, honestly, while we're live. Yes, you made it on time, Sherry. That's awesome. If you guys were lucky enough to get this collection, you've probably already dug into it and you realize how beautiful they are. But as of yesterday, I believe, they're available for pre-order again. And we do get the question a lot. Are they available individually? No. Best case scenario would be if they broke the set up into the 4 seasons. How many coats of polish do the swatches have on them? 2 thin coats. And we're going to show you again how easy they are to use. They are beautifully pigmented syrups that melt into one another. You can use them as 1 coat if you want them on the more sheer side. You can use them as 2 if you want them more opaque. We'll do a whole bunch of different nail art examples. That's what we're on here to try and do with you guys. Okay, so I'll move the calendar out of the way. I'm really proud of us for getting through 36. The other seasons are saved, and they're saved to Sweetie Nail Supply's page, my page, and also Sweetie Nail Supply's YouTube. So if you'd like to watch these longer lives on YouTube, they're saved over there too. And we'll do the same with today. But here's an example of what we'll do today. Okay, and we're going to mix them with some other DVOK products. Some other Sweetie Nail Supply products. Deep Sea too. It doesn't ship there. Deep Sea too. I'm trying to remember what brand that is. If it's a Canadian only brand, there are some of those on Sweetie Nail Supply. If you need to find out the USA company for that, just hit me up in DMs. I'm Inspo by Nails. Here, I'll put it up here so you guys can ask. Deep Sea 2. Oh, that's F gel, so yeah. Oh, I should put the thing in here. Is that purple ombre? I'll show you the purple first. It's really easy. It's you mean this one? Yeah, a little bit, kinda. That's right, Nicole. It is F gel. I knew it sounded familiar, and you're right. That is a Canadian-only brand for Sweeties. There are a few. This is me. I'm gonna pin it. Okay. Okay, let's get down to it, you guys. 12 gorgeous colors. You just saw them on the chart. Let's just play with them because they are so pretty. They are so pretty. They're all so pretty. So let's do this one first. So in the beginning, these are a little bit periwinkle. They're purpley blue. And all I did was I had a white base. And we've done this in the other seasons, so I'm just going to touch on it. But these colors really do. I just want to show you what they can do. First of all, this is what a beautiful pigmented syrup looks like, right? So it's still got that milky look to it. And you can drag pretty hard if you want to and make it quite sheer. So it really depends on the pressure of your brush. All right, or you can lay it on a little thicker. But I also like to let them melt into one another. This is hardly touching the nail at all. Okay, let's use the lighter one too. You do. They are a yummy collection. And I'm telling you, you guys, that box, the colors transition so beautifully from one season to the next. So it's like at the end of fall, it starts leaning towards winter, and you like that kind of thing. It's so beautifully done. It's crazy good. The only thing to remember is if you're mixing these, like I took the light over top the darker one, I am going to wipe off again before I put it back in my bottle. I don't want to contaminate the bottle, but I'm just going to cure this very quickly. Because we're just kind of dry brushing some colors onto that little white base, right? But we're going to use them a lot of different ways. I'll show you how to make it this sheer. This is one coat of the aqua. Okay, this is ombre, kind of like a really easy type of ombre. So yeah, they're very, very easy to use. And I do find it's a really easy syrup brand to use. Yeah, it is so intentional, isn't it? It's like spring starts really pastel and then starts to get a little bit more tropical towards the end of that 12. Like I can't even. They're so gorgeous. But you know that. You guys are probably sick of me. But like, all right, Lauren, we know they're really cute, but let's move on. So now I'm taking this blue over top a little bit in areas. It's a very wintry blue. And while it's still wet, I'm going to go back in with the purple. I think the versatility of syrups is amazing. Because no matter what your style of art, you can incorporate them into it, right? So do what you love to do. Just incorporate the syrups into your design. Right? If you love cat eye, use them with your cat eye. If you love chrome details, use them with your chrome details. Whatever your style, I promise you, you are going to love these gels. Okay. Oh, look at this one. It looks a little bit light gray, and it is a little bit light gray. See, it's a white, but it's definitely a gray white. It is the latest one in this, in this set of 12. But let's finish this off with like a light little wash of that grayish white. So we even out the nail. And this could totally be done. And that's just 2 thin coats of these colors. But I'm just using this light grayish white to blend in some areas. All right. Very, 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 very simple. You could do that with any of them. And you guys, I haven't even touched upon mixing the seasons, right? We've really tried to stay with the 12 that we're focusing on for these lives, but the possibilities are endless with this collection, right? And how pretty are they going to look on your shelf? Yummy. If you love glitters, let's do that. Let's take one and do a glitter. So I'm going to grab this one. This is from Once Upon a Summer, I think season 1. So this is DG12. And it is a beautiful flake glitter. Okay. I think you can see that. And let's put it on. just like layering glitters underneath cat eye, you can layer them under a syrup. And we'll use that little minty-ish or maybe the bluish color for this one. I'll show you what I mean. And depending on how thick you lay the syrups, they really do have such versatility because we can lay it really thin and still see every one of these flakes. Sun Flash, that's what this one's called. It's a beauty, DG12. All right, we're going to cure that. And what we're doing this time, you see all those flakes in there? It still is softened up by a syrup on top. Okay, and we'll do the little silver cuff too. So many options. By the way, you guys, I don't know if you saw Sweetie Nail Supply's message yesterday or their post yesterday, but all kinds of newness hit again. So Imena just hit and went up on Sweetie Nail Supply. That's a Japanese brand. It's stunning. There's all kinds of things. Always keep an eye on that new on their emails and the new releases. It's like, bam. Hold on one second. It's almost done. There we go. Okay. Not a pretty glitter though. But let us go over top of it. Oh, the blue's still open. Let me use that. See what a beautiful blue this is? It's definitely a winter blue. Mayan B, yep. Oh, those went fast. See? One little coat. And even though you can do this thin, it is not streaky. And that is huge. No one likes streaks. Well, unless you're going for that in a nail art look, right? I guess there's definitely times that you could have that going on. But still, all of this is shining and coming through because we're using a syrup, not beautiful. So pretty. Just one coat, two coat. That's all I do. All right, for this one, let's use a matte top coat to do the chrome details. You guys know, and I know that we've discussed it before, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but there's lots of different options for matte top coats that you can use under chrome to help you with chrome isolation, right? So we have DVOK's Zero Matte. We have May Mode Matte. Okay, so all of these are formulated for, excuse my top, for chrome isolation. There's actually a bunch of them on there. Yummy from Yogo Mayo. So use what you've got, but this one we're going to use Zero Matte. Okay. I usually like to wipe an inhibition layer before using a matte top coat, just because I don't have to with this. I'm using DVOK, but if you are mixing, and let's say you have Zero Matte and you're using it over top of something else, wipe that inhibition layer. And you just want to make sure when you do your matte top coat, there's no streaks in it, because it will dry, it will cure that way. Okay. But this is going to save us time. And actually on another one, I'll show you how to do it if you don't have a special matte top coat, okay? Like how to do chrome isolation without a special matte. Why not? Because maybe it's out of stock. But you guys do know that if anything's out of stock at Sweetie Nail Supply, click that notify me, and then you'll know when things come back in. And that's always a good thing. Because you want to be notified if it's something that you've been waiting on. And I think this time we will use like a Prism's Nuance Gel. So again, there's a lot of options for this type of gel. This is a gel that's going to be stiff. It's going to give us this rigid look to this silver up here. And there's lots of options at Sweetie Nail Supply. So if something is sold out, it may even recommend something else to you, but just to give you an idea, you could use that. You could use the thick gel from DVOK. Okay, so these are thicker gels, even though this is white-ish. It's actually a sheerish white. So there's lots and lots of options to these gels. And that's because they're amazing, and it's good to have options. If something's sold out, you can pick something else. But they're very, very easy to use. So again, before we do some chrome, we're gonna wipe this off. Actually, I'm gonna take it off because I usually saturate the nail and then it like falls off the nail pop anyway when I am scrubbing it off. We want to scrub that off before we do the chrome bit. And we just need a no wipe nuance gel to do that little chrome bit. And we're not even going to make it perfect. I think there's something good about the imperfection there. So we're just going to put some on, chrome it, and then overlay this nail. Okay. It's a cool looking matte too, isn't it? Stick some winter snowflakes on there. Or Blanc Blanc stickers. Yes. I didn't do a Blanc Blanc snowflake sticker. I meant to. I'm sorry. You guys know how to use stickers, so there's some beautiful winter ones in there. All right, so I'm going to use Sweetie Nail Supply's liner number 2. It's a great little liner. And I'm just going to swirl some of this onto my brush, to be honest with you. I'm not getting like meticulous here. I just want some of this on here. All right, and I just want to do some bands of like this. All right, we can put it on more. You can grab some more. You can get thick. Remember, this is clear, so it's going to be easy to cure. If you used, and maybe we'll do that for another one. If you used one of the tinted ones, okay, you're going to be able to see this even better because it'll have a little bit of that white tint or a black tint, depending on which ones you're using. There's even MD gel, and they have a couple different colored tints. Like a Prism has gold and silver, etc. They're called Paragel liners or Paraliners, and they're tinted. They're really cool too. So if you ever get confused about that kind of stuff, we're here to help you. All right, let me just cure this really quick. We're going to just do 30. I'm going to do some silver, and let me see if I missed any questions. Zero matte, and you haven't tried it yet. You will like it, Sherry. It's very good. Just look for streaks before curing. And let's just touch this with a silver. Just to move on. All right. I don't want to keep you guys too long. So it's really going to take chrome very, very, very easily. All right. So we quickly have a silver cuff there. Wipe off any excess with a sponge. Oops, see, I told you I'd get that wet. All right, so there's no excess chrome on the nail. That's what these mats are amazing for. So if you like isolated chrome details, I think they're a must. They're really cool. All right, let's put this little baby over here right now so we can top coat it. Because we did do this little chrome detail, it's not down by the edge, the free edge or anything like that. I'm just going to overlay it, but I'm going to overlay it with a thicker top gel, which would be like enamel top, okay, from DVOK. If you want to, you can put you can put something on top of the chrome first, then do it. But for the sake of time here today, we're just going to put some no wipe top on there. If you're doing chrome details down by the free edge, it is always a good idea to protect the chrome area that you did and then go over with a full top coat, just so it has a little bit extra protection. But for this one, we're just gonna put some nice top on here and call it a day. All right, so just very simple, combining a syrup with one of their glitters and a little chrome detail. Okay, cure. Now, let's do something with the cat eyes, because we know we love our cat eye. We know we love DVOK's cat eye. So I immediately thought about White Knight. Okay, look at these. Okay, they're beautiful. So I'm going to combine this minty one with a White Knight cat eye for a very, very simple look. If you love cat eye and you're worried about seeing your free edge, etc., you can always find a coordinating syrup to go underneath. That is always a solution. But oh my gosh, they're like butter, you guys. You see that? Ugh, so yummy. You can definitely have a little bit heavier hand when you're painting with syrups than you are just like cat eye, you know, like it's a little bit better to make sure you have that even coverage than like painting super thin. But if you drag these super thin, you just saw, you still don't get any streaks, which is incredible. Really, really impressive. But look at that. Isn't it pretty? See, I think you guys are you getting tired of these? I'm sorry. I hope not. I appreciate you popping on. And I appreciate you guys watching these later. I know people have things to do at 12 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday. But my goodness, one coat perfection. All right, we're going to cure that. And what number is that? It's 27 from White Knight. You see that mintiness? That is why I chose it. So there is a fine little glitter in there, but this is going to coordinate beautifully with this minty sage green. And normally I would give you numbers, but since they're not available individually, you guys know this is winter. This is the winter collection. Oh, thanks. It is endless. It's very big. And that is why we broke it up. Can you imagine sitting there and swatching 48? That would be a long time. Actually, it was a long time. But at least this separates it and gives you some different ideas. So, all right, here it is. All I did, one coat, okay, of this White Knight collection. All I did was make an area with White Knight. You guys see those beautiful glitters? Who else just thinks every time you see DVOK, you're like, wow. Like they never disappoint. All right, use whatever magnets you have. You can use a bar if you want to. All right, you can use a bar. I'm going to try and turn this for you guys to see it. There you go. All right. If you prefer a round magnet, use a round magnet. All you want is to get like a nice, beautiful glow here. Hold on one second. Oh, sorry. As you see, I clip mine to my light. They're all over that light. But moving this from side to side is going to soften up any streaks that you have in your cat eye gel, okay? You want it to be... You decide where you want that glow, okay? It's up to you. But it's just... And this is a seamless... because the two colors are similar, you know, like they're both a little bit minty. You've got a really easy look right there. And we only did one coat of the like sage green. Okay, so that's another super simple look. Let's do this one, which is kind of ombre. And what I mean by kind of is I'm not great at ombre. So I'm going to show you how simple it is with these gels. So this is like the lightest pink. It's basically a perfect nude. Oh, got a wonky piece of the brush. I must have put that in. Funny yesterday. We're going to touch on this with a chrome and that purple. Okay, so you can do it thin like this. You can make it thicker like we did with the green if you like. Okay, totally your choice. Very, very versatile. All right, so we've got our little green glow. Yay me, I'm taking them out of the lamp this time and not curing them together. As you guys saw, I did that last time. So there's two purples. Actually, I had them in the wrong order. There's a darker one, there's a lighter one. Look at that. Wow. Here's the lighter. Aren't these winter colors gorgeous? Actually, all we need is the darker one for right this second. And if you want to see the difference between these two, see, this one is definitely more blue, and this one is definitely more purple. Choose the purple. So the way I kind of ombre this, like a little faux, because it's a syrup, I'm going to flip it around because I can't look at my phone. I can't look around my phone that way. I did it darker here at the tip. Right, and I wipe some off the brush. And then I just pulled it out a little bit less. Because we're putting chrome and that little 3D element on there, it really doesn't have to be perfect. But you see how simple that is? Like, so yeah, it's kind of ombre'd. Now, if you're like an ombre expert and you're like, no, I want it to fade perfectly, you know, like that, that's not my cup of tea. I'm a little inexperienced in that, but, and we can even do it again if you want to darken it up here, we can do it again. But because they're syrups and you can put it on a little heavier and then drag out a little lighter, very easy to create a kind of faux ombre look. And then we're going to camouflage that even more with a little chrome and a little 3D gel. So we're getting tricky, kind of, but in easy ways. That's what I like to show you guys. It might look tricky, but we try and break it down so it's super simple. Let me make sure that's cured though. Any other questions? I think it might have been a different class, Sherry, because DVOK's always just been with Sweetie Nail Supply. No DVOK there. Let's see. Okay. And it looks sweet, doesn't it? Just like a little faux ombre there. So a little bit more here. I'm putting on a little bit more gel. And then I'm wiping off almost like dry, okay? And just dragging it up a little bit. But they melt so well that this is all you have to do to get that illusion of a little bit of an ombre blend. For what we're doing, okay? So let's cure that again. And then we do need a no wipe top coat to put a little chrome on there. Where is the chrome that I used? Okay, yesterday I wound up using Bonnie B's Moonlight Chrome. Let's get it out of its swatch house. Great chrome. Million great chromes on Sweetie Nail Supply. Some of them might be sold out, but there are tons of beautiful chromes there. You've got Bonnie B, you've got Blanc Blanc, you've got Creer, you've got like a Prism, so many. And I think some new ones just hit yesterday with Imena. I have not had time to look, you guys. I was working on this for you guys. So, but I think I saw some. So you want a no wipe that works well with chrome. If you don't already have like a no wipe that you're using, one you can try is Show Me. This is a chrome, like a gloss top for chromes. I believe there's some other ones that just dropped too. So use whatever is your favorite just to get chrome to apply, because we're not doing all over the entire nail. We're not going to do that. We're just going to do a kind of area, kind of like our kind of ombre, right? But look what that does already. It really does kind of bring that up a little bit more for us, like evens everything out, even though it really wasn't that bad. Let's do 30. Let's get some Moonlight on here. That is what that one looks like. This is one that it depends what it's over, how it looks. Yeah, D-gel. That makes sense. Can find D-gel at Sweetie Nail Supply all over the place, yeah. All right, so I'm just putting some in the center, kind of. And it doesn't matter if this is perfect. Okay, we just want there to be an area of that chrome. And I'm not putting it on the free edge or anything like that. Just an area. Okay. So it's a great one. I'm going to put it back in for another 30 seconds. It's a great top coat if you need a little spot. A little spot of chrome fire. Any colors would look great on this. It just happened to be one I grabbed yesterday, and I wanted to show you the same glow that I used. Now, talking about 3D gels. So 3D clear clays is what I'm talking about. So you've got a lot of options there too at Sweetie Nail Supply. You have Vala, okay, toy gel. You have Yoga Mayo 3D clear clay. I think some new ones just hit. There's also the gummy gels, and these are from Gel and Gel. So all these gummy gels just hit. These are a favorite of many in Korea. Very nice 3D gels, and some of them are even with like pearlescent. See, like there's all kinds of colors in there. So all you need is a clear one for this look. And we're not even going to touch it. We're just going to scoop some out. And then, actually, we should, let's cover the nail first real quick. Let us do that. We don't have to because we're going to do all over. We're going to do an all over top coat, but I'm just scooping some out like so. Okay, like just a scoopy piece. And we are just going to blob it onto the nail. You see what that does? It's almost like a magnifying glass. We're going to smush it in there. However you want. Make whatever pattern you want. You can smush it. You can fold it. You can shape it. However you want to play with your 3D gel. I usually like this part to be a little bit thinner. But you see what it does. It just makes a cool little element on this nail. All right, so we're going to cure that for at least 60 seconds. You can do it twice if you're, worried about your lamp not curing it, but we're going to do it for 60. And then we're going to put top coat all over the whole thing. All right, and that is it. Like so, a super simple way to use clear 3D clay and a little bit of chrome. And it creates a very interesting element on the nail. Let's do this one too. Do that one. All right, so for that one, I'm using the neutral, it's kind of like a little toasted marshmallow color. Okay, another beautiful neutral in this one. All right, and this one I'm going to lay it on a little bit heavier because we're just going to do one coat. That's all that's needed. Thought we'd get a little bit fun this time and show you some different things like flakes and chrome and 3D gel instead of just the melt of the syrups. Don't forget your stickers. You can still do anything that we did with those previous seasons with the winter. Just didn't want to keep repeating myself and showing you guys the same thing. All right, I'm going to have to do some top coat on this baby. But because we folded this differently, you get a different look. And when we put the top coat on, we'll just use enamel again right now. You can use whatever top coat you want. Okay. You just want to make sure you're not bubbling it where it connects. You don't want it flooding in the connecting areas. But this isn't going to go anywhere. And just make sure you hit everything. It's very, very fun. And now you're not being picky over the little ombre that we did there, or faux ombre that we did there, because there's focus going on all over the place on this nail now, right? Like I said, it's just a quick way to do it. You can be as precise as you want. We just tried to show you a quick, easy way. They are gorgeous, Emily. They're so pretty. Not that there's not a single stinker in the whole set of 48. They are beautiful. They are so beautiful. Okay, so again, keeping it really simple, guys, but that's a way to achieve that look. Okay, so now let's talk about if you don't have a matte top coat. Well, let's move on to the flakes first, okay? And let's add those into something. So let's put a sticky clear down. And we're just going to drop some nuance flakes into this clear. Okay. And we're going to try and make a little bit of a pattern, just so I can try and do the one that I did yesterday. So while that's wet, let's take some nuance flakes and put them in there. Let's use Bonnie B again. These are the mandarin orange flakes. I think you can see how pretty those are. Very pretty. Any of those nuance flakes are kind of wow. You see? These would probably be great for fall too. We could have gotten them out for fall. My brush doesn't have anything on it, so I'm having a hard time picking these up. Hold on a minute. Let me get a little bit of gel on something so I can pick up some of these flakes and not completely flood the nails, so we can do that chrome part too. All right. That's what we want. We want them to sit flush. Okay, so you can't see any bit of flake coming up. All right, because we're going to do some chrome detailing on these too. And flakes do have a bit of a mind of their own, so that's okay. Don't fret, because this is not a precise look or anything. All right, let's put this big piece right here. All right. You see what I mean? We have some areas. They're all nice and flat. And we're going to cure that. And then we're going to discuss how to do isolated chrome. If you don't have a special top coat, or you ran out, or you're waiting on one to be coming in the mail. All right, there's a way to do it. And you can do it. All right? Let's cure that. So what you want is like a nice, clear, it's like a builder gel. You could use a builder gel. Something that we're gonna put over top of whatever design you're trying to use isolated chrome with, and then we're gonna buff it. Okay. So if you don't have those specialized, and trust me, there's so many. Here's another one. See, yummy. This one is also made for that, and they're also, some of them are made for colored pencils, etc. So I know it can get confusing because there's so many different options, but if you have questions, feel free to ask us. Okay. We are always happy to help, but what we're going to do is do this one with chrome, but pretend we don't have that fancy, fun, easy top coat. Okay. So we're going to put on a layer of like a builder. I'm going to use like Basic Seal from Diami. Okay, it's a clear. Let's cover up these flakes, the whole nail, and we're going to be generous because we are going to buff it before using our chrome and our no wipe for chrome. Look, there is some flake on there. Wipe that off. All right. Make sure it's somewhat even, but just make sure whatever you have underneath here is covered. Let's cure it. Oops, I forgot to take this one back out. There we go. Hi. Hi, guys. All right, same thing, since this might be our last one. Same thing here. Okay, we're using isolated chrome. This is the blue. This is the white, the lightest gray. Okay. These are the two pinks. Oh, I didn't show you those. Okay, so I showed you the lightest one, but this one is like a mulberry. So pretty. And then this one is a lighter shade of it here. just so you can see them out of the bottle. You saw them on the swatch, but see, it's like a little purpley pink. Beautiful. And this one, I used the grays, and I used a white ink, and I used this glitter ink, okay, from the Planet collection. White hole. A white hole. Pretty, right? But we are running long, so okay. Anyway, this is done, right? So let's wipe the inhibition layer. I'm going to move away from the table because I feel like I'll get dust and everything, and the table is covered. But basically what you want to do is buff it so that you don't have any shiny bits on here anymore, okay? It looks like this. Hold on. It's going to look all matte just from a light buff. Because this isn't a perfect design, doesn't really matter even if we did hit some of those. But listen, if you're doing this method with something that you've hand painted underneath and you're really worried about, make sure that you've covered that well enough and do just little tiny, like 1, 2, 3. You're not buffing this down to the base coat, okay? You're just getting rid of the shine of that builder gel or, base clear, something that has, you just want a little bit of light, but get rid of that shine. That'll tell you you're ready for your chrome. For this one, here, let's use the Nail Bio, one of the tinted ones. I think Leica Prisms are sold out right now. Those are some really good ones. I have some reels on those of the colored ones. You could use those, but I think they're sold out. So you're going to have to go and do a notify me click for those. Very, very, very pretty. So see what I mean? There's no shine. Well, there is there. Hold on. You want no shine while I'm creating a mess on the side here. And that's going to show you that when we put that chrome on there, it's going to be fine. It's not going to grab anything but where we put this. Or let's hope. Because I'm doing this really fast. But you get the gist. Going to wipe it again. We don't want that dust in there. All right. And now let's go in and do some focused areas for that chrome work. And again, for something like this, there's nothing, you don't have to be super, super specific. So let's use the multi-white. That's what I mean. We'll go back to the liner too. Why not? All right. And I'm just picking some up. I'm not getting, I'm not being super thin because I'm not being super precise here. But what we want to do is frame some of these little areas and make wiggly lines. Okay, just focused around, but doesn't have to be precise, to where our flakes landed, right? That's it. When we cure this, we can chrome it and it will come alive like the other one did. Okay. Again, it doesn't really have to be perfect. You're just kind of looking for where some of these guys landed, doing thicker and thinner. This big one, I definitely would go around. Because it's a focal area of that flake. All right, but does not need to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. They don't have to follow the flakes perfectly. Just be a little bit organic and just don't worry about it. Okay. You can tie this off to a side. All right. You can do some little areas if you want. can do some areas that are going to be heavier on the gold if you want. So wherever we're putting this white is going to be gold, okay? Just remember that. If you want it to go up here a little bit, you could. Any place we put the white is what we're going to chrome. Good enough? All right, good enough. We're going to do 30 seconds. Then we're going to chrome it, and then we're going to top coat the whole thing. If you want to do isolated chrome areas and then do only, like, keep the nail matte and then do, like, decorative stuff shiny, think about the Clear liner gels, okay? So lots of the Clear that dropped, you have the option for the L for the liner or for the regular brush. So let's say like this. Okay, so that's really cool. That's what I did on this. Oh, I just flipped a thing. On this one, so this is shiny. The rest stayed matte because I used that Clear with the L. All right. So I used that liner. Yes, you could leave it white. If you were doing that, there was no sense in chrome, like buffing or doing anything like that, like in preparation for chrome. You can just use these as a white liner. Yeah. Was there anything on the brush? Can you explain what you mean? I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry. I mean, this brush was the white Nail Bio. All right, so we've got chrome on there. It's burnished in there, okay? And then you're going to use a spongy sponge. Get the excess off. All right. So just a few flakes. Just a few flakes. Which I do want to answer you about the brush, but I'm not sure what when applying the white. No, it's just this multi-white. And I used Sweetie Nail Supply liner number 2. Yep. All right, I'm going to go back in with that. Show me real quick. You see? If you want to do 3D spots, you could do heavier 3D in like the gemmy areas if you want to. Whatever type of art floats your boat, guys, these syrups are going to lend themselves to your looks in a very easy way. Yeah, sure. Right? Okay, maybe again, since we ran out of time, what I'll do is just record the ones that we did not go through, and I'll put them up on my Instagram. But I think I'm going to save this for you guys. And we'll save it on Sweetie's. We'll save it on mine. If you have any questions, let us know. If you were sad that you missed this collection and you do want it when it comes back in, go check out the pre-order that's up right now. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. And we'll probably see us with something else next week. Thanks for popping in with us, guys. Have a great day and have almost a great Friday and weekend. And we'll talk to you soon. All right, guys, thanks again. Bye.